Imagine this. You quit your old job, everything's settled, and you're ready to move on. But one morning, you wake up, check your bank account, and see an extra $45,000 sitting there flushed face. What would you do? Would you keep quiet and enjoy the accident? Or call your old employer and return the money? This is the story of someone who faced that exact situation. My old job accidentally overpaid me $45,000. Let's find out what really happened. Someone sent $40 through Zelle and asking for it back. So I 100% know it's a scam, but it happened to my aunt. The person sent her $40 via Zelle and texted that it was sent by mistake and asked for her to send it back to pay a bill. Even requested the amount via Zelle to pay him back. He screenshotted the transaction. They end up spamming my aunt by calling her nonstop. She picked up and told them to call later since she's working. Later that night, they called multiple times using a different number. They were super rude and asking for their money back. In an effort to get them to stop, she told them to meet at the bank to get the money in cash the next day. When I came back home, I told her she cannot meet them in person. I told her to call her bank immediately and alert them of the transaction and let them handle it. The bank helped her flag that transaction to not meet them in person or send the money back. Instead, tell them to talk to their bank. Since the transaction was not from the same bank my aunt uses, they weren't able to reverse it and they only see it as unknown. That to me is a big red flag that it is a scam. They also instructed her to work with law enforcement if they continue to harass her via calls. I instructed her to send a quick text along the line of, "I have alerted my bank of this transfer." They said you should call your bank to reverse the charge since they have the authority to do so. Please do not contact me moving forward, or I will get law enforcement involved. Hopefully I gave her good advice with us escalating the issue to the police if they do continue to harass. I'm more so paranoid they would show up to our house and worried about everyone's safety. But all signs and all of my research are giving huge red flags that it's a scam. Edit. Sorry, I'm pregnant and paranoid, so I just need some validation I'm taking the right steps. Okay, let's see comments. You did everything right. This is a classic Zelle scam, and you protected your aunt perfectly. Never return money via Zelle, and always get your bank involved if anything feels off. If scammers keep calling, block their numbers, and tell them all contact is being logged for law enforcement. You're looking out for your family, and acting with caution is always the best call. I'm confused. What is the scam? What would sending the money back enable the person to do? Edit. Please stop responding to this comment. After having this explained to me 50 times, I think I got it by now. They probably hacked into someone's bank account and Zelled money to a bunch of people. Now, if they get those people to send money to a different bank account, they will keep that money. The original account holder will realize their money was sent fraudulently, reverse the money back out of the people that were Zelled in the first place. However, if those people sent money to others, that was their money and it was voluntary. So no chargeback. The bank considers them two separate events. Similar to the scam of a person overpaying for a large ticket item with a bogus check. Just Western Union to me that extra money, and I'll be by to pick up the item. By the time your bank catches it, the money is gone and your account may be overdrawn. The other scam I've seen is someone sells something on eBay for a great price, e.g. the new AirPod 3 for $175. Then uses a stolen person's credit card to drop ship the item directly to them, withdrawing the money from eBay and closing that account. The owner of the credit card sees a charge from Apple and gets a charge back. But no one reported the transaction on eBay as fraudulent, so nothing happens on this end. All right, moving to the next post. Why do people recommend 30 to 35% gross income for housing expenses? Wouldn't it make more sense to use net? I never understood this. 20% of my check goes to taxes, and another 15% in deductions goes to health insurance and 401k investments. Gross. $5,900 goes to $3,920 take home. 35% of my gross is $2,065. which is more than half of my net pay. Never understood why you would go off of gross pay. Let's see comments. It's a lot easier to muck around with your net pay than it is with your gross. You can stop contributing to retirement and under-withhold taxes, and suddenly you'd have higher net pay. That doesn't actually change your financial picture, though, and likely makes it worse overall. Can't do that with gross. If you're going to say that's simplistic and doesn't apply to you, then ignore the rule of thumb. It's a general guideline, not a proclamation that everyone must manage their finances in exactly this way or fail forever. Perfect explanation. People can manipulate their net pay, or they can delude themselves into a different definition of net pay. On the other hand, gross pay is what it is. An objective fact. The responsible math comes from making rules based on the least amount of variables. Yeah, but given that math, 30 to 35% of gross is damn near 50% net for most people. That's just not a responsible number at all. That's why it's a good number for an upper limit, though. The rule isn't spend 35% of your gross on housing. It's a rule to not exceed 35%. Logically, it's better to stay away from the limit. Just like sure, your credit card might have a $3,000 limit, but you really shouldn't max it out, even if you can. Most people can get by spending this amount on housing without severe sacrifices. Plenty of success stories to that point. But that doesn't mean it's easy. Most people don't know the difference between gross and net income, let alone what 35% of gross income looks like compared to their net. Okay, moving to the next post. Death 12 years ago. Life insurance discovered. My father passed away about 12 years ago. About 6 months ago, we were going through some boxes and found a letter from an insurance company from back then about the payout. My mother never received/deposited this check. The insurance company claims it was sent, and it seems like they are saying nothing can be done at this point. Has anyone been through something like this or know some avenues we should try to get the policy to pay out? Let's see comments. Check unclaimed.org if it was never cashed, or your state treasurer's website. Thank you. I thought this was BS, but I just found $50 owed to me from a vehicle manufacturer. Settlement fund. LOL. Every state has an office for unclaimed property. They have to keep it indefinitely. I found money for several friends and relatives. They have to keep it indefinitely. Unless you live in Ohio. Oh hell no. Okay, moving to the next post. What to do with deceased brother's car. Might be the wrong sub. Long story short-ish. Brother died in January. Had a 2017 Range Rover. Owed $42,000 on it. Carvana will give $16,500. I called Chase Auto Loan Holder about 6 months ago. Told them he died. We don't want the car. Go get it. It's at his workplace. They say okay. Another month goes by and the boss is asking why it's still there. I'm not local. I call Chase Auto again and they say they'll pick it up. Out of curiosity, I asked how this would all play out. They said I could fill out a surrender form, and that will essentially give them the legal rights to the car. They also mention this is why the car hasn't been picked up yet. They say they'll auction it, and if it sells for more than he owes, they'll write his estate a check for the difference. I ask what if it sells for less. They say that the estate is responsible for the balance, but they don't go after/pursue estates. I have been told this multiple times by different people at Chase Auto at this point. My options are these. 1. Fill out surrender form. Hope to never hear from them again. 2. Buy the car, sell on Carvana. About a $27,000 hit. 3. Buy the car and use it. What do you guys think I should do? For reference, there is enough money in the estate to cover the cost of the vehicle. Edit. I'm leaning towards option 1. The fact that the car has been basically abandoned by them for 9 months makes me think they don't even care enough. They wouldn't repossess a car that has a $43,000 balance. Let's see comments. Option 2 and 3 don't make any sense given it's a guaranteed loss of money. Fill out the surrender form, or don't, and let them do what they want with it. It's ultimately not your problem. Chase already owns the car given they hold the loan, and it hasn't been paid off. I am the executor, and also the heir/beneficiary of the estate. Do you think Chase will come after me or the estate after they auction the car? That's my only concern. They may or may not come after the estate funds to satisfy the debt, as would be their legal right. They have no standing to come after you because it's not your car. In my experience as an executor, creditors will make plenty of calls and send plenty of letters, but they won't actually pursue legal action to recover the debt if it is only the $10s of thousands. It has to be a pretty significant sum to make it worth their while to sue. That's wild to me. I once got served because I had a $120 bill from urgent care that I thought insurance had covered at the time. Never once got a letter or a phone call until some schlub handed me an envelope. What is your opinion? Let me know in the comments. Moving to the next post. Old job accidentally overpaid me $45K. I was laid off last week, and just like the title says, I woke up to $45K deposited into my account. I normally receive $2K every paycheck, so this amount is alarming. I don't plan on spending it at all. But what should I do? Update. Thank you all for the responses. Didn't expect this much engagement. To be clear, I am not spending the money. I am no fool to do this. I've put the amount in my HYSA account and will leave it until it's pulled out my account. Thank you guys. All right, let's see comments. Don't use a penny of it. They will reverse the charge when they figure it out. Edit. As some other people mentioned, if they can't reverse it, then they can sue for it. Either way, don't spend it. I got a bonus and payroll must have set it up as recurring. The next pay period, I got the same bonus. I notified my job about it, and they were absolutely able to reverse the charge, and the money left my account. I see there's a lot of debate about if they can do that. They were able to me. Just my anecdotal experience. They only have 5 days to do that. That is the issue. After that, either the poster will have to agree to the withdrawal, or they will have to get a court order to seize the amount. Sorry, I'm net 90. Please submit the appropriate paperwork, and I'll release it by the end of the 3rd month. I had the government do this to me. I had a COVID stimulus check that I just never got around to cashing in my bank. It's not local to me anymore and a bit of a pain to deal with paper checks. Because of that, since they don't have a ton of branches. When I finally cashed it, they accepted it. A few weeks/months later, the Fed reversed the payment. Sent my account negative, and I got charged an overdraft because of it because the check was older than 90 days old. Thankfully, the bank waived the overdraft when I called them, and I had to request a new check be sent from the Fed. Okay. Alright, it's time to say goodbye. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe. See you in the next video. Thank you.